Well, howdy, everybody. Looks like we have kicked off the RPG a day for August, and on day one, the question posed to us is what published RPG do you wish you were playing right now? I have always had a deep love for not only RPGs, of course, as you know, but also sci fi. Sci fi has been a big part of my life since I was little. And my mom sat us down to start watching Next Generation, or not Next Generation, I'm not that young, the original series of Star Trek, and of course Star Wars. I'm not one of those that picks a side. I love both of them. Flash Gordon, goodness, the list could go on and on and on. And then one day when I must have been 9 or early teens, maybe even. It's all kind of a blur. I remember we went down to the local little mom and pop video and video game rental store and rented a game called, I think it was actually called Space Hulk, and I believe it was for my NES. And it was just the neatest little game where you go through these tunnels killing well, I didn't know at the time, just some aliens, and the soldiers were called Space Marines, and they all fought, and they talked to each other, very old timey English with these and thuses and thous and Lieutenant this and heresy that, and of course I had just discovered the Warhammer 40,000 universe, and I gotta say, man, this thing has got some depth. There's tons of novels, tons of literature, ridiculous amounts of backstory. And so I actually invested quite a bit of foolish money trying to get this attempt at a hobby off the ground, and realized that I'm mediocre at painting figures. I'm okay at putting them together. And I don't think I'm wealthy enough to play this game. I mean, I think me and the wife, between the two of us, have potentially spent somewhere around $600-700, and we have yet to play a match. So that one kind of fell out. But I did discover in the meantime that they do have a tabletop RPG, and the first one of which I discovered is called Dark Heresy, and I haven't actually even read into it yet. I was just super excited to come across the book, and I actually now also have it in PDF form. If it's anything at all, even heck, I don't care if it's white box in the Warhammer 40K world, I'm in. Sign me up. If I can get a group of 4 or 5 people together that would be willing to play this, man, I could GM this forever ad infinitum. I love this universe. It's dark, it's gritty, it's got teeth. I mean, short for instance, one of the races you have to fight against is called the Tyranids. They're bug aliens. I mean, think Starship Troopers, but worse. These things, they live in these giant biological ships in space, and they float around the universe just looking for food to consume. That's all they do is eat. And once they find a planet with the right genetic makeup of a food and vegetation, whatnot, they start sending spores onto the planet from space, from orbit. And these spores will infect whatever the dominant species on the planet is, and slowly convert the infected over generation and generation and generation to think like and be part of the hive mind for the Tyranid race. And they're called gene stealers, what they eventually turn into, because they genetically change the makeup of the home planet. And by the time you've even discovered that the gene stealer Tyranids have infected a planet, it's too late. By the time it's obvious that there could be what they call the Xeno threat, the only solution is for what the Space Marines call the Inquisition to perform what's called the exterminatus, which is literally they surround the planet with high-profile ships and incinerate it until nothing can live on the surface ever again. So yeah, I mean, you could just be sitting there with your family and you don't even know anything's going on, and before you know it, there's the Inquisition glassing your planet. Just, it's so dark, it's so gritty, there's so much to it. There's the Space Marines grow additional organs through genetic mutation within their own bodies to pass on to the next generation of Space Marines. There's too much. I could go on and on and on and on. It's great. But yeah, the RPG a day question of the day, day one, hands down, if I had my choice of what game to play, it'd be Dark Heresy. I don't care if it's crap. Like I said, we'll play white box with this world. I think it'd be great. See you again tomorrow. Thank you so much for having us part of this, guys. RPG a day 2017. We'll see you on day 2. Have a great day.